A crew of researchers spent decades trying to reach an underground time capsule, and the contents are truly unbelievable. During World War II, when Adolf Hitler's Nazi party had suddenly gained overwhelming power, it wasn't unusual to find military training facilities scattered throughout Germany and its other surrounding territories. However, following the defeat of the Third Reich in 1945, many of these buildings were either transformed, abandoned, or simply destroyed over time. One such facility was located in a small Polish town known as Falkenburg. It had long since been converted into military barracks for Polish forces, but hidden deep below the ground, memories from the rise and fall of the Nazi Party still remained. In September 2016, a crew of archaeologists were finally able to achieve their decades-long goal of digging up an extremely rare artifact buried deep below the ground. This hadn't been just any ordinary task, though. In order to reach it, the crew first had to dig 20 feet below the ground, then wade through standing water while simultaneously dodging old landmines, and then finally, somehow managed to break through a thick wall of concrete. What could possibly be worth all of this trouble? Well, researchers had discovered that there was a small black time capsule buried deep below the floor of the training facility all the way back in 1934. They were anxiously hoping that whatever was inside of it would still be in good enough shape for their research. So who had left it there? As it turns out, it wasn't buried by the Polish some 82 years prior, but actually by the infamous Nazis instead. After somehow completing the enormous task of retrieving the time capsule, the team were now finally able to examine its contents up close, as well as get an amazing glimpse into a dark window of history. Dr. Marcin Peterleitner, the leader of the excavation team, was extremely impressed by how well preserved the artifacts were. All of their hard work had most certainly paid off. The box contained a number of different items that were left behind several decades ago by Nazi soldiers. Among the items inside were several different newspapers from the time, 2 copies of Adolf Hitler's autobiography Mein Kampf, and an old book that documented over 600 years of history in the Polish town. It also contained many rare historical items like an old Nazi badge, assorted coins, letters to and from the Nazi soldiers, and various old photographs. It's not too often that you get to hold history right in your hands, and this is one of the best examples of someone being able to do just that. After the crew sorted through and inspected all of the items, they were eventually taken to the National Museum in Szczecin, Poland to be fully inventoried. Hopefully they will be put on display in time so that everyone can share in this amazing discovery. Would you dedicate years of your life to digging up an ancient artifact? Dr. Peterleitner and his team are sure glad that they did. Thank you for watching this fantastic story. Please tap one of the 2 videos on your screen for another amazing wonder stories.